What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel and follow along. My name is Eric, and today's video I'm talking about stage 1 upgrades. For my air cleaner, I decided to go with the Method air cleaner from Arlen Ness, the gold one, to kind of match with my pulley here. If you can see it, and as well as over here, you know, I got little gold nips on there. Check out my video on my channel about this when I talk about it. But essentially, you know, this is essentially gonna go right here to match the gold that I got going on. And for my pipe, I'm going with a Thunderheader 2-into-1 straight duals, or the fishtails, what they call them, the straight duals. Well, also my option, but I figured Thunderheader, I like it. Be a little different from everyone else, but let's get to it. And to start off, I'm gonna be basically removing my pipes right now. For fuel injected bikes, you guys gonna have an O2 sensor right here, as well as right over here on both sides of the headers. And so essentially, now that you got that, you know, if your bike's fuel injected, you guys gonna have those two sensors. So you guys want to make sure to remove those as well. And it takes a 7/8, which in my case 7/8. It could be different from other bikes. But if you guys have a carbureted bike, you won't have to worry about these because carburetors don't usually have those sensors. Alright, so now that I got my pipes off, my air cleaner off, everything's pretty much done now. So opening the box is pretty much all that you get. You get your, you know, your instructions right here and some information about it. Pretty much, you know, see if I can open it up. Pretty much all that. The instructions and some paperwork and all that. So of course, to get the filter, you get your little spacers, your bridges, which, you know, I kind of did my own little thing. Got some little hardware going on. And the little piece right here, which I don't know if I'm gonna be using it or not, but it's basically like a little cup. Or not cup, but like a little catcher. Essentially, you can see here, the little catches oil and all that, which you probably won't be needing anymore. You got some O-rings in here. You got these right here that go from the breather. You got some gaskets that come along with it, as well as these little covers that cover up where the breather bolts go. And of course, your backing plate. Alright, so to start off, I'm gonna be getting some little grease here. You can see here I got my little grease fitting, and essentially we'll be putting some O-rings back here in the backing plate. And so essentially that's how I'm gonna be putting it in. So pretty straightforward. If I get the little piece, there we go. So I'm gonna basically dab my little grease right here just to hold the O-ring in place. Probably don't need a whole lot. You're gonna start putting in your O-rings in place. As well as since you put some grease on the other side of this backing plate, you also want to put grease on the inside because there's also going to be some O-rings in there. So again, just a little tad bit of grease on there just to get it lubricated and hold the O-ring in place as we're installing it. On the other side, put a little grease on the little divots where the O-ring's gonna go. Put O-ring in. Alright, so now that we got this set up already, so now we're ready to install it. Alright, so I added a little bit of grease on the throttle just to hold the gasket in place. And so pretty straightforward. Just like that, clean off a little excess around it. The grease is just to hold the gasket in place when we're installing the whole backing piece and all that. Also, if you want, you can add a little thread locker, just to, you know, a preventative measure. Just like that. You don't need a whole lot, just a tad bit. That's all you need. So now we're going to be installing the piece together now, the backing plate along with the mounting bolts, or breather bolts in this case. Alright, so next thing we're doing now is just installing the other pieces together now. Again, a little Loctite might be a good idea if you want to go ahead and go that route. Remember, you'll need a whole lot. It's a little tad bit just to get it started. Once you got the threads in, just algo just to get it started. And then, you know, it's a good idea just so it won't back out. You know how it goes sometimes. Alright, so now that you got them torqued down, these two are 18 foot-pounds, and these are, I believe they're 8 to 10 foot-pounds of torque. So you want to torque them down, make sure they're dialed in correctly, and you should be good to go. Alright, so now you basically want to move the element from the housing. And so basically for that, you're going to be installing the little glass piece here, or I don't know what it is. Glass, plastic, epoxy, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you guys. But you just slap it in like that. Keep it in place somewhat. Once you guys got that in, then you just put the filter back into place. Like so. And alright, installing the filter now. This thing's kind of big now that I see it on the bike. As you know, again, you guys just want to just tighten it down, as well as add a little bit of Loctite on it, like a little tad bit. Hopefully you can see it. And essentially now it's just basically installing the filter itself. And again, guys, this hardware, you can just tell it's you know, it doesn't need to be torqued heavily at all. Just a little light, little, I don't know, half turn after getting tight, whatever should do. Plus the Loctite will come in handy. Alright, so here it is with all the parts that came in there. You got some hardware here from Thunderheader, as well as some clamps right here for the heat shields, which I'm not going to be installing them right now. I'm going to rock it without the heat shield, see how it looks, see if I could, you know, if the pipe would turn a different color with the heat. And here is a bracket. So essentially we're going to be installing everything right now. So to remove the exhaust flange is pretty much straightforward. You can use a little o-ring pick just to pry out this little piece right here, which you can see I've already kind of sort of done so. And basically once you remove the little clamp, little clip here, then the little flange will come out. Alright, installing the flanges are pretty straightforward. You first want to install the flange first. Then you want to install the little clip here. Pretty straightforward. Just snap it in, pull this one in, and kind of sort of tuck it inside the flange, like so. And you're good to go. Is to remove the existing or the previous exhaust gasket. So pretty much with an O-ring, you want to pry this old gasket out. So once you got it out, like so, just toss it out. Toss a new one in, a fresh one in. Remember, since it's tapered, you want the flat side to go in and the taper side to be pointing out. Alright, so now just install the bracket down here pretty much. Now I'm pretty much good to go. Bracket down there. The headers are all tightened up and good to go. O2 sensors are installed, so I'm installing the floorboard and off to the dyno we go. This is my first start without the tune or anything like that, just the bare parts. See what happens. All this without a tune yet. All right, so before I do my 1 year review, I want to give you guys a cold start. You see here, it's cold, all good. Here it goes. Alright, with that being said, I have the setup for about a year now. You see here, the pipe's kind of changed its color. You can see how it's gold down there, purple right there between the little and it join up together. The headers are purple, greenish, yellowish. One thing I want to talk about my air cleaner is about how the color fade over time. You can see here, it's still somewhat gold. It's definitely lighter than down here. It's more goldish. Hopefully you can see in the camera. But the top kind of faded. Again, I'm in California, Central Valley, so the heat's kind of on us like that. So it'll be like that. It could vary. It may vary for you depending where you're at. That's just my situation. Another thing I want to touch base on is on my fingerprints. You can see here on the headers how it's hopefully you can see on the camera. You can see my fingerprints right there. So my hands were all greasy, oily, so my hands stuck on there. So once I turned it on, basically it got burnt on there. So así quedó. You can see here too some more of the fingerprints going on. See here now the color's trying to change. I'm just gonna leave it there. Adds more character to my bike. As you can see, this is not the perfect bike, but I like it. I like this is not that perfect. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my channel if you like other things going on my bike. You can check my wheels, my handlebars, anything you want to see. Currently I am working on some other videos, such as an airbag on the air suspension. You can see here, if you recall my other videos in the past, my bike's a bit lower, now it's a bit tall. Riding the air ride right now, shotgun. So be sure to check out my channel. It should be posted up by now. If not, we'll be there soon. And with that being said, thank you for watching and see you in another one. Thank you and ride safe.